Hey YouTube. Well, Rick Daystar from New York asked me how was my Houston trip, and yeah, I actually been down there in two successions. First time was 10 days, and I came home and I had my weekend, and before my weekend was over I was asked, or they were asking again, they needed 5 more drivers to go down there. So I discussed that with my wife, and I said, well, they need me, so I'm going. And I made a flat rate $250 a day plus $150 in food per week. So I went. So this is the pictures on my way down to Houston on my first trip out. And I don't know how many times I've seen a sunrise like this. This is on I-35 South. It's around Hillsboro in Texas. And it's just peculiar how they are managing, no matter what angle you're looking from, that they are able to obscure the sun like this. This is a little diffused, not in focus. Oh yes, it is in focus, but not the background. But as you see, as I'm driving down there, the sun is just packed behind, or the clouds packed in front of, the sun. And I'm taking some more pictures. And you see the rays coming down like that, which I think looks spectacular. I always said since I was a kid, that is the light of God reaching Earth, these rays. And again, and again. But you can see on these clouds that they're not real. They are manufactured clouds. And they're using the NexRad system to do that. Not HAP, but NexRad. That's another more sophisticated piece of equipment for modifying the weather and modifying our light in the sky, because what they are also talking about is that the chemtrails have a light scattering effect, which I know for a fact that when you scatter the light in a manner like this, you won't get the vitamin D from the sunlight that we humans need, which is very important for our immune system. And maybe there's a reason for that. Of course there is. In any form or fashion they can harm us, they will. And I'm taking more pictures because I take pictures of the sky. Many pictures of the sky. I got so many I need to just get rid of them because they're taking up too much room. And I already showed them to you, so I don't really need to save them. And again, here, these manufactured clouds, and just look at these structures that the NexRad frequencies are creating in the clouds here, or in the chemtrail soup, which we are bathing in 24/7, and literally bathing in. And here's another one of them, still on 35. And when I see this, I get so angry, because I know this is part of a very sinister agenda against humanity and planet as a whole. This is not about global warming or climate change. They are terraforming our planet to turn our planet into a monoculture instead of a homogeneous culture. That while we have species diversity, Monsanto and DuPont and the elite is trying to terraform our planet, so when these bastards that I call the fallen angels are coming, they can come and stay for an extended period of time, meaning indefinitely. For the moment, they cannot come here and stay for a long time. They have to quickly get out again because the earth vibration is too high, and that is something that is taking a great toll on them. So they need to bring the earth down to a lower vibration. And then, oh, it sounds like hocus pocus, but it is not hocus pocus. This is by grand design that God has created these things, and we know that everything in our universe is vibration, frequency, and energy. It has nothing to do with anything nuclear, as they want to tell us the sun is. BS, lies. The sun is eternal until God decides to turn it off. It's an eternal machine. How it works, I don't know, but it's electric. And again, these square patterns, more of the square patterns, and you see here there's a line going down through the horizon. And how many times have I not seen this? And it's getting weird a little later here. Now it's getting strange. You see this long tongue here, just barely breaking here, and then this shadow through the atmosphere is going all the way as far as my eye can see. And I'm taking, of course, many pictures of that because this looks strange. It looks like a freaking organism or some sort of seaweed or whatever it is. It just looks weird. With the naked eye, it looks weird. Okay, there's more focus on my scratches on my window than there is actually on the cloud, but you still get an idea about the outline of what we're looking at. And again, you see it's still hanging together, and you see this long shadow down through the atmosphere. Oh, and now we are arriving to Houston. Yay, Houston, I'm there, finally. Okay, as you see, there's a lot of traffic. I'll come to that. And nice building, St. Joseph Hospital, right in smack middle downtown Houston. And that is, before I left, my wife put this one in my shirt for me to take with me on my journey. So I took this little, I don't know, tiger, horse, something. It's a cute little thing. And he is looking out of the window while I'm driving, looking down at those who pass me on my right. And that's how it looks from the inside. I zip-tied him to my door handle, and now he's just sitting there. And here I got my video recording system that I bring with me in case of an accident or something peculiar in the sky that needs some more examination, or for you to see what is actually going on out there. Right here I have no idea where I'm at. Yeah, I know where I'm at. I am at Love's Lowe's, I believe, dropping off my trailer. I took a load with me down there. And here again, some nice pictures of Houston, driving over 610 over the bay. And you know, I like seawater, I like the ocean. I grew up around the ocean, so every time I see ocean I get so emotional. I just love the ocean. And I've been down there once picking up some scrap metal when I was working for another company in Indiana. That's why I took that picture. And we got Houston again. And this is out in the direction of US 59. It's actually US 59 down here. And as you can see how congested the traffic is, and the traffic was really, really congested. And it was like that for that whole 10 days I was there, because many of the part of roads surrounding Houston was shut down due to flooding. Even I-10 had to be shut down for repairs east of Houston for a certain stretch. And of course Beaumont was shut down too on I-10, so you had to take alternative routes in order to get east towards Florida or wherever you're going. But you can see it's a nightmare. And just some more pictures. And I had some fun with my wife with this picture. I'm not going to tell you what I said, but she was giggling. And here I'm down in Lolita area, and that is in the vicinity of the city Victoria, which got severely hit by Hurricane Harvey. And I'm looking at the Mexican Gulf here. I've never seen the Gulf of Mexico, and now I had my chance. Wow, it's the ocean out there. And then I came in, this is on TX35, I'm going back from Lolita towards Houston, and you can see how extensive the flooding has been. It's just drowned in water. And here you can see what I can see with the naked eye. This is here where the flooding has been, where the grass is brownish. This is here where flood water has been sitting, tinting the grass into this color. And you can see how high the water has been going right there on the clearing of the woods or the bushes. But I have seen something more extreme of flooding than we are seeing here. You can see how high the water has been here. This is a height of about approximately 3 feet above the surface that the flood water has been standing during the flooding. And here we see a flooded area. This is out in the western part from Houston, some 80 miles west of Houston approximately. And again, more flooding. And you can then see on the tree here, you can see there is this waterline of mud on the bark of the tree. This is the extent of the flooding. The water has been very high here. It has receded, of course, it running out to the streams and the creeks and the bayous and running back into the ocean. But you can clearly see that the water has been very high. And again, more flooding. And here I'm driving on TX35 going towards Houston, and all of a sudden there's a roadblock. I even asked if TX35 was open for traffic, and I was told yeah it is. And I came up to an area where there was 2 state troopers sitting at a road blockage, and we had to turn left, and this is the area I had to turn in towards. And this is in direction of Bay City, which I eventually ended up in. And it's just a little blurry, but you can see that the flood water is still there, and you can see on the trees how high the flood water has been. That means this road here has been completely submerged in water. And you can see here, even if it's blurry, you can see where the flood water has been here in this area. This is the limit of the height of it, meaning this road has been underwater. And again, more flooding, and you can see how high the water has been going here, extremely high. And I'm driving back, and of course I'm taking pictures of the sky because I'm so sick and tired of looking at these fake clouds. This is all chemtrails. There is nothing original cloud in this. This is produced by chemtrails. It makes me pissed off that we are not combining together and put an end to this. But no one is, because most people are in denial. Something like that is not taking place, but it is. We are being sprayed like roaches, and it is for a certain purpose, and that is to terraform our planet so that these bastards, the fallen angels, can come and be here. And I'm looking at this weird circular on here, and I got more pictures of this circle. Well, let's see if anything weird shows up in this. Nah, not really. So we go to the next one, you see there, and the next one shows this cloud being dissolved by the chemtrails. It's just being sucked out. You see that? This used to be a real cumulus nimbus cloud, but the chemtrails is ripping it to shreds, as you can see. It is kind of yeah, it is just disgusting to watch, and we are allowing it, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's too late for us to do anything about anything. It's too late, and all you need to do and find out in your heart, that is, you need to get to Jesus, because where we are now, we are beyond return. you can say that that is, oh no, doomsday. I mean, I don't care what you think or feel, that's your problem. I know where we are at the end. And it won't be long before we have this war. And it's probably going to come out of North Korea's situation. Rogue nations. You remember Carol Rosin, who worked for Werner von Braun, and he was talking about these cards that the military-industrial complex is going to produce. The first one was the Cold War, the Russians, and the second one would be the terrorists. And the third one would be the rogue nations. The fourth one would be asteroids. And the final card, and the most important card, would be the alien card. And he kept repeating that to her over and over and over. So it was, imprinted in the back of her mind. And North Korea is a rogue nation. No question about it. But you see this one have a hexagon shape. The circle I was presenting to begin with, but it shows up to be a hexagon. You can clearly see there, and there, and there, and there, and it's a little more obscure here, but it is a hexagon shape. And the hexagon, where does that come from? Oh, it comes from Saturn. Saturn represents Satan, represents the dragon, which on September 23rd, on Revelation 12 sign, was held back in the star constellation Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is also called the snake bearer. Why is it called the snake bearer? Because he's holding a snake. And what is the snake? That is the devil, the serpent. And where is the serpent depicted? All over in all cultures on this planet, they have written down in rocks and whatever they could, in order to kind of allude to what was going on at a certain period of time here on Earth, that there's something snake-like beings were here and they were ruling us, which are of course the flood, wiping everything out, clean sheet. But as the Bible says, that there were giants in the land before and after the flood. Some survived. Yeah. And they are the ones that we call the elite today. Rockefeller, Rothschild, the Royal British Family, Oppenheimer, and a bunch of others. There is some 13 bloodlines on this planet that is direct descendants from this genetics called the reptilian DNA. Yep, you can take it or leave it, I don't care. It's your problem. I know for a fact that this is the truth. You can look into it yourself, and if you don't believe it still, well, it's your problem. I'm not going to speak to it. I know what it is. It's evil, pure evil, and there is 7,000 people on this planet who has joined together because they are part of the 13 bloodlines to bring these fallen angels back. And in order to do that, they have to genetically modify all our planet, species, plant life, human life. Even our atmosphere needs to be changed in order for them to come in, meaning breaking the veil so they can come in, open the bottomless pit. As it is right now, they can't do it because the vibration is too high. We need to bring it down, and a war can bring it down fast. Because we are in the times of sorrows, and it's going to get more sorrows and worse sorrows, and it's going to be much worse. There's absolutely no hope for this planet to enter an area of peace from this moment on until he returns. That's just how it is. You might like it, you might not like it. Those who don't like me, it's because you don't put your faith in Jesus, because he says these things must come to pass. So, there you have it. And here we got all the chemtrails, and here we got an image of where the flooding has been extreme. Now look at the tree line over here. Let's see. Can you see that? all the way up to here. The water has been way deeper than I am high. We're talking way over 6 feet. I'm 6'4". That's my height. And if I was standing over here, this brown line of flooding water on the tree lines here would have been way over my head. So the flooding here has been extensive. And then you will say, why is it not brown here? Well, this is water lilies. So they just float up with the water. That's how that is. But this is flooding. Crazy, man. I've never seen anything like that before. That was nuts watching that. And we're coming back to Houston. And everybody is so nice down here. I mean, everybody was, affected by Hurricane Harvey. And you see, traffic was pretty nice. And I'm being passed by this car, which is a Screw-It, meaning a Buick. And he had this insane idea to put something like this crappy, ugly looking wheels on his car. This is absolutely hideous. And it's also illegal, actually. Man, I just giggled. You got to be kidding me. Yeah, I got many pictures of downtown Houston. There's something nice about looking at it. I like skyrises in some form of fashion, but I like the reflective surfaces. It kind of looks cool. This one looked like a monstrous church because of the shape of the roof. It's like a cathedral. Maybe the guy who designed this was a Christian, I don't know. And here I'm out in Baytown. And you see there's a lot of traffic and a lot of chemtrails. And that's pretty much what I just showed you there. The evidence of flooding, but the evidence of chemtrails in our atmosphere is absolutely existent. And you see here the sun is here, and we got the form of a triangle, and we got the so-called chembo over here on the right, which later on turned into a ball of light. Yes, cropped the image a little and sent it into my wife, and she said she's seeing a sphere inside this thing. And I looked and I couldn't really see it. But you see, it's extensive. We got the shadow in the clouds, more of it, and here we got these peculiar shapes that we have in the cloud, these structures. It looks like a piece of fabric. I have no idea what's going on up there. It just looks unreal. Clouds do not create these kind of shapes. So what is creating these shapes, and what is that dark spot right there in the clouds? I don't know. Well, if you go back to the previous picture that is hiding up there in plain sight, it's right up here in this area. And I don't know what it is. Don't ask me. But it does indeed look strange. See, it sits right there. Right there. The black dot and all the white. UFO? Yeah. I wouldn't put it past them that it could be. And we got more of it, and we got more of it, and we got more of it, and we got more of it. It's just, tired of it. And this is long, these last 10 pictures you just saw was Sam Houston tollway on the west side of Houston downtown. And there was this girl standing on TX35 when I left Houston Rail, going over to shut down for the day in Deer Park. And she was standing on top of her bed in her pickup truck, and she was standing and taking pictures of the sky. And I was thinking, what the heck is he taking pictures of the sky for? That is strange. There's nothing really to look at up there. And I couldn't see it. because I was going in the opposite direction. So I actually had what she was photographing behind me, so I couldn't see it. And then I got out on St. Houston Tollway and started to go south. And then and I could see what it is she was taking pictures of, and there was this disgusting crap chemtrails. So there was one more person there in my book that was aware of chemtrails, and I'm taking some pictures of the sunset in my mirror, and you can see all the chemtrails here, and you can see the chemtrail goo in the background around the sun, and it's just plain ugly. And she took pictures of this, and yeah, it's not a pretty sight by any means. And some more pictures, and some more pictures, and some more pictures. And there, sunset. I'm still on the tollway. Now I'm going east on the tollway, or something like that. And the sun is setting there, all shrouded in chemtrails. Lots of chemtrails. I'm so tired of it. Yep. Lots of chemtrails. Well, as I said, people were nice down there. I mean, everybody was affected by the hurricane, and everybody was taking it nice and easy. And I actually had a good time down there. I did my job, did everything I was supposed to do, made sure that everything was running smooth, and it did. And we got now at picture 116, still taking pictures of the sunset. You never know what the heck can show up on these images. That's why I'm taking many of them. And I'm in Pasadena right now on the tollway. And yeah, it is what it is. It looks like it does. It's just ugly. Pretty depressing, but we gotta have this going on in order for bringing them back, in order for Jesus to come and put everything straight and back into its order, because we have complete disorder in our environment today. And I have some more pictures and some more pictures. Let's just get them over with. And that is shut down there at Love Truck Stop in Deer Park, and this is now the sun has pretty much set and is being buried. And next morning I'm waking up to this. A demarcation line being made by a chemtrail. And there's more coming. Yep, it is so pretty. And this is the morning, and we again see this weird tapestry in the sky, and the sun is being more or less quelled here. And you can just see this chemtrails. It's just like, I mean, it's like a fabric. Weird structures in it. It's just bizarre, right? Just look at it. Look at this line down through here. Look at this withered out chemtrail. I mean, gosh, man. And that was the start of the next day. And I'm going towards Houston. I'm on 288, Texas 288, and I'm taking the picture of this house because this reminds me of Denmark. You see a lot of very, architectural modern houses in Denmark that kind of looks like this. And I think these kind of houses are very neat. They are very functional, they are very spacious, they are letting in a lot of light, except this house is not. It's don't got that many windows, and that I think is a problem on American housing. Why are there not big, gigantic panoramic windows on them? Why is it such tiny little windows? Maybe it's because they want us to live in darkness. Maybe it's because they want us to consume a lot of electricity so we can bill people their butt off of electricity bills. Probably. I mean, I built my own house in Denmark. It was a summer resident, but I built my own house, and it was 150 square feet big, and I made some big windows, huge windows, so I didn't have to use that much electricity in order to have light in my home. Of course I do. I will always do that. And out here, I'm going towards Dayton, going to Sam's Club in Dayton with my load. And down here in the area, you see here where the flooding also has been extensive. And well, that's what I have on my truck, and I'm serious about that. You just come to Texas and I'll put you in your grave, or I might just feed you to the coyotes, bastards. And you can see here the tree line. Up here in this height the water has been standing. That is high. That's higher than the other picture I showed you. It is enormous flood in this area. This is on US 90 East, and it's bad, really bad. And you can see on the riverbanks how the water has just destroyed not the coastline, but the riverbank outline. It's just the trees has been ripped off, and erosion has kicked in severely. And you can see here, this is in where is it? It's on my way down to the rail in Houston. The rail is right next to Harvey Airport, and you can see the flooding, the extent of it, or how it has been for people living in their houses. That is, that all the drywall and all the furnitures and stuff has been just put out on the side of the street for being picked up as trash. Oh yeah, we got more chemtrails. We got more chemtrails. Yeah, it's so pretty. I love it. Right? Ugh, man. Enough. For some weird reason, my camera is more keen on focusing on my windshield than it is on the sky, so these pictures are blurry. And again, this is on the rail. It's around sunset. And this is sunset. It's pretty, right? Oh, we're not all done with the chemtrailing. Even if the sun has set, we still keep spraying. Oh, the sun is not set, but it's pretty close to it. And you see it took a big turn going that way. And here's a truck that I would love to drive. I love these kind of trucks. They're nice. But they're also noisy, and I don't like noisy trucks. I get all mad if I got a rattling in my truck. I am going to find it and isolate it and make it shut up. I like my cabin to be nice and quiet. But it's still a nice rig. I like it. Absolutely. I like these kind of trucks, the retro models. And here we got another picture. This is, I think I take a picture of my laptop here. That's what it looks like. It's not my window. But you can see that this Kempo has turned into a circle. Which kind of, oh, maybe that's a planetoid. I don't know. I don't know. And this is still on my first trip down there. Houston again. Just a couple of pictures of it. Chemtrails in the sky, of course. These canopy clouds. And more chemtrails. Oh, don't know what that is. Other than, I guess, when I put it back in its holder, I snapped an image, and that's how that looks like. Nothing. Oh, yeah. I was going somewhere. And I was actually going home from Houston. We were done. So this is on this is on I-45 North, and I am around Conroe, and I am being bombarded with these horny black flies, or ants, or what they are, but they're flying around with the mail on their butt, doing naughty, and they're being splattered all over my windshield. My truck looked like, oh man, it was a nightmare. And we are back in freaking Dallas here. This is Dallas downtown. I am home. I love that building. It's nice. Gigantic glass house. Beautiful. I love that building, period. Beautiful. And my little Chubini Roger, he is so happy. Dada is home. He's so relaxed. Isn't he cute? This is his new treat, that he's splatting out like that and expecting a belly rubbing, scratching. He's cute. Okay, we are on our second trip now, going down now, and everything changes. I am somewhere. Oh, I'm on my way to Palestine. I drop off a load in Palestine, and from there I'm going down to Houston with an empty trailer. And we have, of course, the chemtrails. We just can't be without it, right? Just look at that. It's disgusting. Good heavens. Oh well. Where are we now? Oh, I'm on a rest area. Somewhere in towards Houston. And it freaking started to rain. And I came down there with a truck that looked like it just came off the assembly belt. I keep my truck very clean. I take pride in my truck. Even if it's a company truck, I represent the company, therefore my truck looks good. So I look good in my company and to the customer's eyes, which is a good idea. And you can see, well, it's not looking good in the vicinity of Houston. And here we got Sam Houston, who founded the city Houston, and lo and behold, we might have a voting down in Houston that we need to take this landmark, this historic landmark, down because it might offend somebody like they did in Dallas, you idiots. Man, all this crap. And the weather is bad. The clouds is looking strange and it's peeing down, and I mean that was the last of the blue sky I saw that day. Tiny little speck of blue, and then everything just went nuts. Coming into Houston again, it looks pretty dramatic. Oh yeah, as you see, I like the colors here. It looks pretty neat. And again, you see this building here. It looks like a gigantic cathedral. It's very typical 16th century church in Europe having that kind of roofing. So that's why I think that this guy who designed this was a Christian, and they built this cathedral. It's beautiful. And again, you see the colors. I mean, it's gorgeous. Look at that, how they're reflecting each other. It's beautiful. And then the rain came, and I mean, it was raining, you know. It was insane. And here in the middle, smack middle of downtown, they have a building standing that was once, I don't know, a hotel maybe, but all the windows are out. I think it's being prepared for demolition, because there's nothing in it. Nothing. It's empty. You can look straight through the building, and you can see how dense the rain is. It really came down. It was bad, and the lightning was insane. Oh man, that was a lightning strike in the town above the city, or maybe it was sheet lightning or a street, but it was so bright that everything just fizzled out. You couldn't see anything, structure, cars, or anything on the road. Everything just turned white in an instant and then back to normal. That was so bright. It was amazing. And yeah, we got some very ominous clouds looming over here, and I was thinking, uh-oh, we might run into a tornado here. This is not good. This is not good. I don't like it. And I'm on Sam Houston Service Road, a tollway road, and nothing happened. Thank goodness. And here the next day, there's this dude, and he really shined up his car here with all kinds of gimmicks in his vehicle. I mean, he's an American, that's for sure. He's got the American flag there. He's got crosses on his glove compartment. But he likes his car a little, you know, souped up looking. It's pretty neat. It's unique. I've never seen it like this before. And all this around here on his neck supporter, or head supporter, or neck rest, or whatever it's called, is all bling. All of it. It's like diamonds. Funkling, twinkling. It looked cool. It was neat. And I'm driving by here. I've been out delivering some food to a Chinese food chain what do you call it? A place where Asian people go buy their stuff, restaurants and stuff. Thang something soon. Out in Houston somewhere, and I'm driving by the memorial. I'm on Memorial Drive right now, Veteran Memorial Drive, and there's thousands of these tombstones. You know, I'm against war and all that stuff. I really don't agree to it, and it's sad that we need to have soldiers, that we can't live in a world where people can just get along and not trying to kill each other. But, you know, there's a lot of people that put their life on the line in order to preserve this freedom that we are, for the time being, in the Western world, for the time being, enjoying. But that will come to an end, thanks to the bloodlines, the elite. They want this war. I mean, there is this letter that Albert Pike wrote to Giuseppe Mazzini. Albert Pike was the master mason here in America in the 18th century, and Giuseppe Mazzini was the Grand Master of Illuminati in Italy. And he wrote this letter to Mazzini that we should have a Free States World War. First World War would be to destabilize the Eastern Europe part, and Second World War would to be destabilizing the western part of Europe, and it should bring about a unity of nations. Therefore we got United Nations. But the main goal for First World War was to create a union which were called the League of Nations, that people abolished. They did not want that. They still wanted their sovereignty, thank goodness. But Second World War brought an end to that, and we got United Nations, and later we got the European Union, which is a forerunner and test ground for the New World Order system. It's the only place on the planet that it succeeded, and we have seen the repercussions of what the European Union have done to the sovereign nations of Europe. It killed the lira, it killed the mark, it killed the pound, the guilder, and they put in their own currency called the euro, a forerunner for the mark of the beast. It worked, and it's still working, and now they're letting in these satanic cult of Muslims in the millions into Europe, and I don't understand that Europe is putting up with it. Well, Spain is not putting up with it. After the last incident in Barcelona, Spain, city I've been in once, beautiful town, where there was this bombing, killed a lot of people. 500,000 Spaniards went on the street next day and said to the Muslim community, "We're not afraid of you." Just like, I mean, in the 7th century, the Spanish king was invaded by the Muslims, and they were murdering, they were raping, they were plundering, they were doing all the nasty stuff that the Muslims always do wherever they go. Yeah. And another thing is, you black people that think, oh, I can't use God, but I can use Allah. He will be my savior. He will be my king. You know what, dear black people here in America? The Muslim people, when they are in this fanatic state of mind, they are the biggest and most disgusting racists on this planet. Do you understand how many black people they have murdered, literally murdered, in Africa on their crusades there? I don't think you know that, but we're talking over 50 million black people just slaughtered because they're black. They are racists, and you're converting to Islam and think that's gonna help you, like Muhammad Ali did? Oh, this is good, he's gonna work for me. Oh man, you got no idea. They're racists. They hate black people. They call them kafirs. In the Arab world, they call black people for kafirs. And they are not being treated good. By any means. And it don't matter, you convert to Islam and think you're safe. They're gonna kill you because you're black. Time to wake up. Jesus is the way. He wouldn't kill anybody. No. And in Muslim world, especially Saudi Arabia, if a woman is being raped, she is the one who is found guilty, and she's the one who is being either flogged or stoned to death because she got raped by a madman. It was her fault. That's how they treat women. And you wanna be a Muslim? Wow. Applause to you. You're going straight to hell if you continue that path. But, you know, we go back to the Union. But, as you saw, that happened in the Second World War. 6 million Jews got murdered by Hitler, a crazed man sponsored by Rockefeller and Rothschilds to create this war. And out of First World War, Soviet Union was created by the help of Rothschilds. You can look that up if you don't believe me, but he is the creator of the Soviet Union, the communist regime. And communism is anti-God. It is an adamant hatred of God. And as you see what's going on in the communist countries, Venezuela, Cuba, North Korea, China, how people are being oppressed by their so-called leaders. If you are a man of God and understand the ways of our Lord, you are not oppressing your people. You are setting your people free to be who they are. But that's not what's going on in the communist countries. And we got a communist party here in America. Guess what their name is? The Democratic Party. They're communists. Or fascism. It doesn't matter if they are fascist or they are communist. It is the same side of the same coin. It is oppression. It is tyranny. Government tyranny. That's what it is. Evil. And it has nothing to do with God. God don't wish this for our people. He loves us. Why would he put evil on us? No, there are evil people who hate God. And then we have, okay, I'm taking my hat off for one thing about this guy. That is, he knows a lot about politics. He knows a lot about what's going on this planet. And he's talking a lot about Satanism. Right? That is rampant. And pedophilia is rampant. And I can assure you, as I said in my last upload, if I catch a pedophilia guy having his clutches on an innocent child, I'm going to cut his dick off. Did you hear me? Cut it off. And I'm going to make him freaking eat his balls and his wiener. Eat him. Or I'll step on him. Crush them. Crush it all. You got no wee-wee left when I'm done with you. Count on it. A rapist too, they come off. going to spare you your life, but I can assure you that instrument down there is never being used for evil again, because it doesn't exist. You can pee out of your butthole for the rest of your life. End of story. But this guy talks so much about this, and yet he's denying God. Okay? His name is David Icke, and he's talking about all this about, oh, vibration, oh, we are just here for the experience. Shut up, you idiot. Okay? You are an idiot when it comes to that part of understanding. You're talking about Satanism. Where is Satanism rooted in? In the following of Satan. And who is Satan? Satan is Lucifer. Who is Lucifer? He is an angel that God once created, who was in charge of worship in heaven until he fell and went up against God. And when you're becoming a Freemason, you're putting your hand on the Bible and a noose around your neck, pledging allegiance to not reveal any of the secrets. Secrets? Evil deeds are done in secret. Good works are done in openness. Okay? So what am I saying? You're an idiot, David Icke, when it comes to that. God is real. Satan is real. And you're going to feel the brunt of that when it all unfolds. And you will come to realize that you were all wrong from the beginning. Stick to the politics. You're good at that. But when it comes to God and our existence in this realm, you don't know jack shit. Because you're denying God, you're denying Jesus. Therefore, you're doomed. You need to recruit yourself and shut up when it comes to so-called religion. Satan is of God, a God's creation. Ta-da! Gosh. Well, in this letter, he talked about these 3 world wars. And the first world war should be between the Israelites and the Arab world, and the whole world will join up in this fight. And they will fight themselves to physical, mentally, and spiritual exhaustion until the so-called Savior is coming to make peace, called the Antichrist, the little horn out of the 10 horn in Daniel's prophecy that they will rise up, who had eyes and a mouth that speak great things. That's the Antichrist. That is what they are working for. And they are Satanists. Illuminati and the Freemasons are Satanists, worshipping Satan, Lucifer, David Icke. So Satan is real, Satanism is real, and Satanism is evil. It is opposing God and his laws. Satanism is not love. Okay, more trash on the streets. And here's the building again I talked to you about. Demolition ready. It's empty. There's nothing in it. You can look straight through it. More chemtrails. More chemtrails. Gosh, I'm tired of it. Just tired of it. And here we got this perfect incision in this trail. Right there. Right there. Cut. Literally cut. You can see it, how brilliant it's cut. I mean, it's like a knife going through it. You see that? Perfect incision. I don't know what's creating it. Don't know. I'm not going to play smart on it. Don't know. And here's a little later. It's beginning to fizzle out, but you can still see the cut there, and there's the remnant of the cut there. And more chemtrails. Look at this. Look at that. What the hell? I mean, come on. Well, while I was down there on the second term, everything has changed. Yeah, on the way to Lolita again. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Literally nowhere. They got a lot of rice fields and cotton fields in this area. But on my second term down there, everybody had forgotten, this is Lake Texana, and this is more Lake Texana. Everybody, and this is the Gulf of Mexico. Wow, beautiful. Well, everybody has forgotten about Hurricane Harvey, and everything went back to normal, meaning that everybody, and I mean everybody, was driving like assholes on the road. 9 out of 10 is not using signals. They just change lane. They just cut in front of you. And I mean cut in front of you. 45-degree angle right in front of you. And they don't care because they think their attorney is going to fix the problem. The problem is, you on camera. If you hit my truck, you were screwed. Because I got you on video what you did. Ta-da! I actually had an accident in Sherman, Texas. I can put that video sequence in the end of this video so you can see what she did. And she said she didn't even see me. What? How can you miss me? I'm 72 feet long. I'm 13.2 feet high. I am 9 feet wide. I am all white. How can you not see me? Gosh, man. She admitted that to the sheriff. She did not see me. And she was driving without insurance. Good heavens. But I mean it. Houston drivers are worse than Dallas-Fort Worth area drivers. You are assholes down there. And I am serious when I say that. I'm serious. You should be ashamed of yourself of the way you're driving. How selfish you are in traffic. Gosh, man. You deserve to get freaking plowed off the road. As a lesson. I mean, if I had a freaking airbag in front of my truck, to blow, to soften the cushion, I would freaking blow you off the road. Down in the ditch. Then you can call a tow truck to pull you out. Then you can learn. You're insane. You're absolutely insane. I had one trip out to, from the rail in Houston, Harvey Airport, and out to Amazon in the very northern part of Houston. And on that trip I got what is called a collision mitigation system. I got a little radar in front of me at my bumper, which is keeping a safe distance of 2 seconds to the vehicle in front of me. If I'm driving on cruise, it will slow me down if I get too close to the vehicle, and if I'm not reacting on that, it will start to engine brake. If I'm not reacting to that, it will set in the brakes. And if I'm not recording that either, which of course I would at the first instance, because you can hear it on your engine, it's changing the sound, you can hear it. And if I'm not reacting on the fourth, it's gonna slam on the brake. And I have this little screen inside my dashboard that goes from blue, that means if everything is clear, and then it goes green, that means I'm within 500 feet of the object in front of me. And if I'm coming in within a second of the vehicle in front of me, the screen turns red. And then it says beep, 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 meaning alarm, stop, 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 you're gonna hit it. And my truck has already started braking hard for me. On the way to Amazon, I had 3 near collision events because the people in Houston drive like assholes. And I mean assholes. Who the hell do you think you are? You can't use your turn signal. You're just cutting people off because you want to get there first. And you're locally known. You know perfectly well that you need to be in this lane and that lane in order to get over to that road, 288 or US 59, I-69, 610. You know where you need to go because you're commuting every morning and every day home. But you have to weave in and out of traffic. Gain 20 feet there, gain 20 feet there, gain 20 feet there. And all you're doing when you're doing that, all of you, pretty much, all of you, all you're doing is creating bottlenecks and traffic jams and problems. Get in your freaking lane and stay in your freaking lane until you get up to the split where that road you need to be on. If everybody would do that, the traffic would run smooth in that town of 2 million people, 2 million imbeciles. You are freaking, man, you should be so ashamed of yourself. I actually had to write my fleet manager, and I said, I don't want to be here anymore. You need to take me home. This is going to end wrong. It's going to end bad. The way you're driving, I'm going to hit one of you all of a sudden. All of a sudden, bam, accident. And you know, I don't want the paperwork. I don't want all the trouble and all the questions. And I don't want my truck damaged. So it goes in the shop and I have to drive another truck. Or maybe my truck's being totaled because of the impact. So I have to have a new truck. And set that up. And find all the rattling in my truck. And get used to how that is driving. I don't want that stuff. It's annoying. But, man. Shame on you, Houston. It took you this short time to forget all about Harvey. To forget all about how being nice. Nope. So I actually wrote my fleet manager and I said, you need to pull me out of here. I want to go home now. I don't want to be here anymore. This is going to end bad. All of a sudden, I'm going to be in an incident with somebody because the way they're driving. I don't like Houston. I like downtown Houston. I like the view of it. But traffic, I'm sorry. You idiots. Assholes. All the way through. It's all about yourself. And 9 out of 10 people that I'm seeing driving while you're cutting in and out without signal is because you're on your freaking phone. Handheld device. Bimmling on your Facebook. Yeah, I can see down in your vehicle. I can see what you're doing on your vehicle. You're freaking scrolling Facebook page. Or you're texting. Especially girls. Man, they're sitting with their foot up on the dashboard. Left foot on the dashboard. Not kidding. Not on the floor. Up on the dashboard. In their Jeeps. Primarily. Sitting there with one arm on the steering wheel and the other hand, and then you can see their thumb is on the phone. And most of the time they're not looking at the road, they're looking on their phone. Man, it's disgraceful. Okay, I'm on my way to Baytown. I'm out. And some more chemtrail sunset. Ugly. Ugly. Just freaking tired of being there. Get me out of here. And I mean out of here. Sitting down there for 5 hours at a ship doing nothing. Except I'm in a harbor looking at the ocean. Ships coming by all the time. Going back. Here's a view of Houston downtown in the distance. Looks pretty neat, actually. That's Houston downtown. Wow. Nice. Nice view. It's a pretty day. And more. And more. And more. I just like it. I like the ocean. I like water. I don't like flood water, but I like the ocean. Beautiful. Lots of stuff going on. And here I'm sitting at the shipper. Somewhere out in Pasadena. I'm here for 5 hours too, doing nothing, just sitting here and watching the chemtrails blocking the clouds from getting in. You can see that they're sitting right there. They're sitting right there in front of these beautiful cumulus clouds coming in from the Gulf. And over here they're really being flanked up. Don't come in here. And that's what they're using chemtrails for. That's one of the reasons why they're chemtrailing. That is to put up a dam so the clouds cannot move, so they're just billowing up, getting taller and taller. And they did the exact same thing just before Harvey came in, as I showed you in the video, where I said Harp might be involved in Hurricane Harvey, because I showed you how they were doing it, how they were out shooting flares into the clouds in the eastern or western, southwestern part of the counties in Texas just prior to the arrival of Hurricane Harvey. They made a wall to make sure that the hurricane would take a different direction and swoop up towards Houston. Houston was their target, and they hit bullseye. Sorry, but Victoria got the worst hit. There, the flooding was extensive. It was insane. We had over, in some areas, 15 feet of water. Wow, bad. And again, you can see the chemtrails are flanking the cumulus nimbus clouds, making sure they don't get in and drop some precipitation, because also we're being denied precipitation, and then some is being granted precipitation, but when it precipitates too much and destroy the crops. Part of the war against the farmers, get them off the land. That's the idea. Agenda 21. And more, and this looks so ghastly. Chemtrails blocking the sun, and look at that in the fog. I mean, come on, man, that is so ghastly looking. Look at that. Wow, man. Look how this black line, this gigantic shadow down through the sky and down to the ground. I mean, come on. That is ugly. And we got some more chemtrails. That is on the rail in Houston. Triangle. Got some more of it. Got some more of it. And some bad weather. I'm on my way out here again to this 5-hour shiver. And traffic is backed up. I don't understand why, but I did understand why when I got up to it. FEMA had a barbecue cookout at the convention center in Pasadena. That's why. And everybody wanted to go there, and everybody was driving like dicks. Assholes. Cutting us off all the time. I have to get there before you. Just stay in your lane, and it'll be okay. And here we got a massive, out in Pasadena, a massive dump yard for all the debris from Hurricane Harvey. Massive. It's all from residential. Huge area just filled up, which is probably going to turn into a landfill in the end. But this is all debris, drywall, you name it, carpets, everything. And here we got FEMA headquarters in Pasadena. And this is here they had their cookout. And something funny here. Let me see if the other picture. Yeah. Can anyone tell me what we're looking at right there? At the Powerball sign? Well, I can. I saw it immediately. 666. No, it says 15. No, it don't. It says 1 plus 5. What is 1 plus 5? That's 6. That is 666. Ta-da! Just like the magic square of the Freemasons. You add the numbers in that square, which is 9 squares. You add them together, they give the number 15. So in anywhere you go on this square, you get 15, and 1 plus 5 is 6, so you get 666. It's all about Satan. Can you see it? 666. More chemtrails. This is the canopy clouds, as I call them, a thin sheet of chemtrails that is miraculously able to completely block the sun, so you can't even see the sun disk. And who says that square clouds is impossible? Well, square, right there, right in your face. Square, canopy clouds. The sun is up here. Look how obscured it is. Oh, look at this crap. This is the canopy, super thin sheet, all created by chemtrails and frequencies. harnessing the moisture in the atmosphere. Look at that. Ugly. Just disgusting. Yeah. More of it. More of it. And here again, FEMA barbecue on the second day. Lots of people there. Being good friends with FEMA, Federal Extermination Management Agency. That's what FEMA stands for. Extermination, I said. And some more. I'm on my way home now. Oh man, so happy. This is on I-35, and I think I'm up again in the Hillsborough area, or Istaka, whatever it's called. Mile marker 7 on I-35 West. Ghastly. Just plain ugly. And that's me. Look pretty tired, don't I? Yeah, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough ride. Oh, that one again. And we back to picture number 1 from trip number 1. So that was pretty much what I experienced down there. First 1.5 week was good. Got everything done in time. Everybody pleased with my work. Second term, traffic, people has already forgotten how to be people and to only think about themselves and themselves and their self and themselves and their navel and their butthole. That's pretty much it. I am very disappointed in the way that you drive in Houston area. You are a disgrace. And while I was down there on the second term, we had all this NFL crap up all over the place. These kneelers, started by this bloated idiot called Colin Kaepernick, who probably had a phone call from George Soros. I'm going to give you a couple of millions if you're going to sit down and protest and claim oppression of black people in America. Well, let me give you some news here, black people of America, if you're listening to my voice. Some of you might be sympathizing a little with Black Lives Matters and, all the screaming about black people are being suppressed in this nation and our president is a racist. Well, he is hiring black people, Asian people, all kinds of people when he was not president in his company due to their qualifications, not because of their skin color. So he's not a racist. He wants people that can do the job and do it good. It doesn't matter of skin color. It's about quality, qualifications, education, good people that know what to do. That's the kind of people he hired in his Trump organization, making his hotels. Now, you might sympathize, but let me give you a little idea about the difference. This trial there was between Florida, state of Florida, and Zimmerman. Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was a black American. Zimmerman was Hispanic. And already there we called the racist card, right? It was not a white guy that killed a black guy. In this case, it was a Hispanic guy killing a black guy. But from that day on, from that day that Trayvon Martin lost his life, and until Zimmerman got acquitted in the state of Florida for murder, 11,000 people plus were killed. 11,000 plus black Americans were killed in this country, and they were only killed by other black people. They were not killed by white people. And the police force, you can go look at the FBI statistics, the police force is killing far more white people than black people in this country in self-defense. It seems like that you got it all wrong, dear black Americans. You need to go look at the statistics and find the truth there, and not what Black Lives Matter and the fake news media and the Democrats are screaming about. The Democrats are communists. They hate you, black people. And now you're going to say something controversial. You won't like it. You probably voted for Hillary, right? I think she's oh so freaking good. Oh, she's protecting women. No, she's not. No. When we had the discussion in America about ending slavery, unfortunately, we had slaves. Sad, but true. And that's something we just have to deal with and get over. It's not there anymore. But guess what, dear black Americans? Guess what? Who opposed to ban slavery in America? Who opposed that proposition? The Democratic Party. It was the Republicans who wanted to end slavery, but the Democrats were against it. And you are voting for the Democrats who want you enslaved, and they still want you enslaved because they are communists. They don't want your freedom. They don't want you to prosper. They want you down in the mud and have a boot stamping on your face forever. That's the Democratic Party for you. And that's the truth of it. Period. And this guy called Anderson Cooper, his granddad, he was a slave owner. And everybody loves Anderson Cooper. Oh, he's such a smart little boy from CIA. His dad was a flipping Democratic slave owner. Yeah, that's the truth. You can look it up, or you can not. So, you might sympathizing with all this commotion about racism, but you need to check the facts first. Black people are killing black people on conveyor belt in this country, and I don't know why you are doing it. I really don't know why. And there are more families in this country of black origin who have a family who don't have a father. The son and the daughter do not have a father figure in their house because he is too busy being a thug, running around doing bad stuff and killing people and ending up in jail or gets shot by another black guy in a rival situation, gang situation, drug situation. It's about choice. It's not about oppression, it's about choice. What do you choose? Do you choose to become something of yourself? Or are you just going to give in and say, oh, I can't do that because there's so much racism in this country? No, it's not racism. There's always been racism on this planet, especially in the Muslim world. They hate blacks. They hate them. They want them dead. They call them kafirs. They despise them. That's why they have murdered so many of them in Africa on their crusades over there. Millions of black Africans murdered by Muslims. And the Muslims have killed more people on this planet, especially black people, than all dictators on this planet combined have killed. They have killed nearly 2 200 million in the name of Satan, or what is his name, Allah? Yeah. And Islam is the religion of peace, love and tolerance? I don't see it anywhere. I'm sorry, I don't. 123 places in the Quran it says, go out and kill the infidels, torture them, pluck their fingers off, cut their head off, smash their heads, and all kinds of things they have to do against people who don't believe in Allah and Muhammad. Yeah, that's the fact. Islam is on the wrong side of God, and they're gonna find out the hard way. Lots of Muslims is gonna repent and turn to Jesus in the latter days. Oh yeah. But I believe that the vast majority of the Muslims who is steadfast in their so-called religion, I say satanic cult, they're gonna perish. They have a one-way ticket to hell. They cannot be saved. So we need to pray for them. Prayers have a lot of power. We need to pray for them, whether you like it or not. We have to pray for the Muslim world to come around and realize what they're doing, what they're believing in, is wrong. That is not peace. It is not love. It's not tolerance. It's evil. We need to pray for them. We also need to pray for the peace and sanctity of this nation, which is about to fall. We need to stand together, get along, not fight each other. That's exactly what they want. They want to divide us and then conquer us. And they are succeeding because you are believing in this lie about racism. A card that Obama in his last term pulled out of his head, his magical head. It is racism, racism. And we had Ferguson, we had Baltimore, right? And then we had this so-called Charlton killer, this boy who was supposedly a racist, who was an MK Ultra victim, who was sent in there pre-programmed to do what he did, so they could call the racism card on it. No, it was very meticulously planned. The same with Sandy Hook, very meticulously planned. And now we had the trouble in St. Louis lately. Again, race card is pulled. You need to understand, before Obama, everybody was getting along just fine. Just fine. I have been here ever since President Obama got in office, was inaugurated. Yeah. And I saw the development. There wasn't any racism. Nobody was looking evil at each other. But the problem is in the black communities that the black people have a tendency of murdering each other, which I seriously don't understand. What is wrong in that community? Why are you doing that against your own brothers and sisters? I don't get it. I don't understand this mentality. But of all the homicides in history of this nation, it is black people killing other black people. And you need to stop doing it. You need to stop doing it. And every time a black guy, cop, shoots a black guy, everybody's exploding and calling racism. Look at yourself. You are killing yourself. Remember what I said. Trayvon Martin and Zimmerman case, from the murder to his acquittal, over 11,000 black Americans were murdered. Murdered. First degree murder. And they were committed by other black people, not white, black people. That's something you need to take to heart and understand. What is going on here? Why are we doing this? Where does it end? When do we end it? And come together and understand that our government are our biggest problem, not the American citizens. They are not the problem, the government is. And then we have these kneeler assholes in the NFL community who think it's so smart and trendy to do what they're doing, disgracing like that. And everybody's calling the racism there again, you know. It's because of racism that we are doing it. Right? Ain't that true? Yeah, it is. But I want you to think about one thing, dear football players and black people who is behind and supporting this uproar from the black community against white people, white supremacy, that 90% of all the football tickets that pays your salary are white people coming and watching your game. Yeah. And if they were racist, do you think they would come and watch where 9 out of 10 on that football team is black people? I don't think so. They don't care about races. They care about the game. That's what they're coming to watch, the game. They're not coming to say, oh, look at all those black dudes down there. I don't like that. No, they're coming to enjoy, drink some Budweiser, and have a good time on a Sunday afternoon, watching the game, regardless of race. They are paying your salary. And how dare you kneel and call for anti-oppression of black people when black people are the ones who is murdering each other left and right, especially in Chicago. You need to clean up your own mess, people. Please clean it up. Go home to your families and be a father for your child before your child end up in the same lifestyle as you are leading and becoming what you are. Because children learn from their parents and they become what their parents are. It's a fact. We all need to get on our knees and pray for unity and God's mercy and soften the blow to the fall of this nation, because this fall of this nation is looking to be very, very great and very, very ominous in the path that we are going right now. It is not looking good, people. It's gonna be real, real bad. At least if you die in the struggle, die in the faith of Jesus Christ, who came here and spilled his blood, took our sins on his shoulders to set us free, so that we, the star children, the children of God, can go home to where we once were and where we in reality belong. But we have to make the choice. Are we going this way or are we going the other way? And as it looks right now, everybody's going the other way, as a one-way ticket to damnation, a one-way ticket to hell. And when you have taken that path and made your choice in your heart, there's no return. Because you need to love Jesus with all your heart and with all your soul. God bless you all.